costume.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you thought was gonna happen? Wait. But she just asked for a lawyer though. Is it too late? You two, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Today we got Sunday school teacher realized she's going on death row. And my question is, how does a Sunday school teacher get death row? That's what I want to know.
When a Sunday school teacher reports a robbery, police begin an investigation that exposes a horrifying secret. As the investigation deepens, it reveals a crime so disturbing, it would scar the city of Tracy forever. This video footage of 8-year-old Sandra Cantu was recorded just minutes before she went missing from the trailer park where she lived with her mother. Sandra was loved by everyone in this community, and she would spend her days running around the park and playing with the other children.
Sandra.
The police had no leads as to where the child was, but then they received a call about a suitcase that a passerby had found at the edge of a stream. Inside the suitcase,
did they find?
Investigators found Sandra's body. The police had no clue as to who the killer was, but then Sunday school teacher Melissa Huckabee, who lived a few trailers down from Sandra, reported that a suitcase had been stolen out of her vehicle. The police immediately asked her to come in for an interview.
I had some photos I want to show you. One of your suitcases was missing or something, or what was it?
04,
Was stolen?
Yeah.
And it was stolen the same day that Sandra went
That's
missing?
my birthday.
Yeah.
Did you report it stolen?
I had called before we even had found out that Sandra was gone.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to the church, my grandma called me.
Okay. Now that we know, that she was in her suitcase. How could she come up with a way to lie and say she don't know how that child ended up in her suitcase? You the only other option.
And I asked her
You the only other
where
person.
my suitcase was, if she could run outside and check, because it dawned on me that I didn't have it, because after I unloaded everything out of my car, and she went outside and looked, and she was on the phone with me and said it wasn't out there, and then she looked in the house and it wasn't there either. So then I told her, I asked her if she thinks that I should make a report, and she said yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that's been missing in the park, like things that get stolen.
Like thefts and stuff?
Oh yeah, my grandpa's tools have been, all of his nice tools were just stolen out of his shed. And
your daughter, I guess, was pretty close, right? And you mentioned to your daughter, Madison, was really, really close with Sandra, and we're trying to, talk to as many people as we can to help us out in this investigation, and so we just plain putting it out there, we need your assistance in however way you can help us in figuring this whole thing out and figuring, what happened and that kind of thing. So I want to show you a picture of two different pieces of luggage. One's a black suitcase, and one's like another piece that possibly could go with it or something like that. Okay. So tell me if you recognize either one of these or if they look like yours. Take a look at this one right here.
I have that one.
Okay, that's one?
Yeah.
Okay.
The detective shows Melissa a picture of the exact suitcase Sandra was found in, and she confirms that it does belong to her.
Did you buy it by itself, or did you buy it with other pieces?
I bought each item separately.
Okay.
That
No,
one, I don't remember if I bought that with clearance.
And they found the child in the suitcase.
Nobody's found it yet so far?
Nope.
Nobody's told you in the park that they saw it or anything like that?
Mm-mm. I asked a bunch of the kids that I knew that were...
Investigators found it strange that she reported a missing suitcase on the same day Sandra went missing, but they had no evidence proving she was involved, so Melissa was allowed to leave. Later that night, the community held a vigil to show support for Sandra. During the event, Melissa approached an officer who was attending and presented him with a note she said she found on the sidewalk. The note claimed that Sandra was put into a suitcase, thrown into the water, and it gave the location of the suitcase. What's interesting is the police had not yet revealed that Sandra's body had been found. This raised a red flag with the detective who had initially interviewed her, so he asked her to come back in for a second interview. Melissa begins by telling the detective that she went to school for criminal justice.
Fullerton College for criminal justice for 2 years.
When was that?
That was when I just got out of high school in 99.
You graduated in 99?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit older than
Graduated in 99?
I'm not going to tell you that. You said 99.
Well, you don't look older. So.
Yeah. No. You're not married anymore, right?
I graduated 23.
So, where's Madison's dad live? Your ex-husband?
I think it's Topeka, Kansas. He became violent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was like, peace out.
Well, it's probably better if, you know, you guys, if their relationship wasn't functional, you know, that you guys split up. What were you doing ride-alongs for?
I was interested in becoming patrol.
Oh, becoming a cop?
So she
I
was
wanted to
thinking
do
about becoming a
forensics,
cop.
but I wanted to be a patrol officer first.
What made you give that up?
I was assaulted by an off-duty police officer.
Really?
After spending about 20 minutes making small talk, the detective decides it's time to get down to business. He realizes that Melissa is interested in forensic science, but what he doesn't know is that Melissa used that knowledge to try and hide the horrifying thing she did to Sandra. Starting with the suitcase, the detective will continue uncovering shocking evidence that will eventually lead to an even more shocking confession.
I just want to talk to you about the suitcase and what you know about Sandra.
Ain't
That
gonna
whole
lie,
thing.
bro. If I was in
So
a
what did you-
suitcase, dude. If I was in a suitcase, I don't know what the fuck I would do. Honestly, like, how would you even be able to get out, bro? You squished up, damn in a ball.
You remember that you didn't have your suitcase.
When my grandmother called me from the home to the church.
You said when you came home, or you said you told me that you'd called somebody about your suitcase missing or something like that, right?
Yeah, I called from the
I
church.
think I wrote that. Who would you call?
I called the police department.
Tell me about how your daughter Madison and Sandra met. Is it through the trailer park?
Yeah.
How long have they been friends? Tell me about their relationship.
Since, they've been friends since we first moved down there. She came by
So she
and
killed
asked if
her
my
daughter's
daughter could
friend.
play, and
Sandra came by?
yeah,
Okay.
she's always walking around the park
What the?
all the time.
How often does Sandra and your daughter play together?
Pretty much almost every day.
Almost every day?
Almost
Yeah.
every day, and
Did they play together?
so what was the reason of killing
On
her?
the 27th, the day that she
What was
went
the
missing?
reason of doing that?
No, she came by right after school had
That's
ended.
what I'm not
Mhm.
She
understanding.
came by and asked if Madison could play.
Mhm.
And Madison answered the door, and I was going to the restroom. And she just said, "Can you play?" And I yelled out, "No."
Mhm.
So my daughter said no. And I was coming out, and I saw my daughter close the door, and I saw Sandra walking down the steps.
When did you first find out that Sandra was missing? Who told you, and what time was that on that day? Remember?
I'm used to having her, like, somebody come over and say, "Is Sandra here?"
Uh-huh.
You know, because they're looking for her. And I think that was around 7 o'clock, a little bit before.
So pretty much right when you got home, someone came looking for her? Tommy
Maybe like 20 minutes. I'm so bad with
Okay,
times.
no, that's understandable. I mean,
Melissa explains that her daughter and Sandra were friends, and they would spend a lot of time together. Eventually, the detective decides it's time to talk about the note that Melissa found.
and then what did you see?
And then I
Yeah, she's
saw
guilty.
like a little
She's guilty. What? What is she doing? Sitting down crisscross applesauce. In that type of chair. And in the middle of an investigation. Middle of an interrogation.
paper on the ground. And I just kicked at it, and it
Right.
had some like dirt on
Well,
it, and I saw
okay,
the word
she might have to
can
teach kids,
to on the
so-
top.
Mhm.
And
She
so I
got
like
some
picked it
crisscross
up and I
applesauce
looked
and
at it, and it said can to said suitcase, but I think it was misspelled. This is something, and I ran to the police officer and I
Where
told
were
them
the
that
cops at?
they were at the front entrance.
And
So I ran to the police and I told them I was
did you
like,
take the note with you, or did you?
no, I left it there.
You just dropped it?
Yeah, because I know like fingerprints. Told them that I saw the note and they were asking what it said, and I was trying to like tell them, but I could barely even breathe. And I remember I sat down right where the mailboxes were, and they were waiting for somebody to come to flip it over, and they
Mhm.
were trying to calm me down, and
Mm-hmm.
because I was like hyperventilating, and
When a murder suspect emphasizes how shocked they were when they learned the victim was dead, it's rarely accidental. In interrogation psychology, this is a deliberate narrative move meant to steer how the detectives perceive them. Melissa wants the detective to know how devastated she was when she found the note, but he isn't buying her lies.
so
I ain't buying
So you
it
were pretty
either.
upset?
I was hysterical.
Were you crying?
Yes.
You were?
Yes.
All right. And then where did you guys go after that? Who took the
my
note?
house.
Did you keep the note or did
No. They
What
took
happened
it.
to the note?
They got like a evidence bag and they put it in that.
Did the note say something about a suitcase?
Yeah, it said Cantu, suitcase, water, and then 2 different names.
Was it upsetting you that you found the note, or what was upsetting you?
It was what upset me was the fact that she was gone and it had been so long, and also that note, and just like
But
the
how
thought
did
of
she
something
end up
happening
in
to
your
Sandra,
suitcase,
it
though?
just like really upset me.
When you saw it, was it face down or was it face up?
It was face up.
It was face up.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it's the Cantu part that caught you.
Yeah, when it said Cantu,
What did you think when you saw it?
I thought I just was sick to my stomach. I thought like this was something that the police needed to know because maybe that was where she was. Then afterwards, I'm like, why would somebody write a note? Is it somebody that saw my suitcase being stolen? But why would they not say something? What would they have to hide? So, I mean, that was like afterwards. But I mean, when I got down to the part where it said in stolen suitcase.
Did you find that kind of weird that your suitcase was stolen the day before?
Yeah.
And that note was talking about a stolen suitcase?
Yes.
And did that trip you out, or what were you?
Yeah.
What was your thought?
That it really tripped me out because it's like that's kind of a weird coincidence.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too when I read it. When it first showed me, I thought that's kind
And
of
then
weird.
the fact that I find it, of course, that was like kind of bizarre to me as well. How I said, well, my suitcase is waterproof, so I hope that she's okay, and I hope they go and try and find her. And
Who wrote this note?
I have no idea.
Who do you think wrote this note? I mean, if you had to speculate or estimate, or
Looks like a kid wrote it.
why do you think a kid wrote it?
Well, because it's misspelled and the penmanship, and then we just had the visual. Looking back, maybe somebody at the visual maybe knows something, or maybe the person that did it maybe had a guilty conscience or something.
Hours before Melissa's second interview, the police department would have a press conference where they would make it known that Sandra's body had been found. The detective shows Melissa a picture of the suitcase Sandra was found in to confirm it was her suitcase.
Do you find it ironic that you found it and your suitcase was gone? Was that just kind of trippy to you?
Yeah, that was very trippy to me.
And you've never found your suitcase to this point?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever seen a picture of the suitcase that Sandra's found it?
Have I seen a picture of it? Just like the aerial view and like an up close one on my phone that my mom had sent me.
I'm showing you
Yeah,
this is the
she's guilty
suitcase.
100%.
That's the
Right.
suitcase that you guys found?
The fuck you mean this is a suitcase that y'all found?
That looks like my suitcase.
It is.
And this is that little pond or irrigation area.
Okay.
That's the side of the, bed or dirt that she has found it.
Makes me nauseous. A picture makes me sick to know
You're-
that she's in there.
Help me understand how Sandra Cantu ends up in your suitcase.
Well, my thinking is that somebody stole my suitcase and used that to put her in, obviously, to hide
Why?
her in. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if she was, which I hate to even think about her even being or assaulted or anything like that, beaten, or, I mean, just the thought of her being in the water, she drowned, or if she was dead when she was.
I ain't gonna lie. When people know what they did and they're in these interrogation rooms, the things that people say are crazy. Like, actually makes them crazy. It's like the way that people lie is is insane. She's acting like she dead and don't know what the fuck happened.
Put in the suitcase. All those thoughts run through my head, and that makes me sick.
Most of what Melissa says is meant to manipulate the detective. She mentions that she hopes Sandra wasn't violated. The reason for this is she wants to make sure the investigators check the body for any signs of assault. The police found a rolling pin at the church that was covered in Sandra's DNA. An autopsy was done on Sandra's body, and it came back that she had been assaulted. It appeared that Melissa had used the rolling pin to try to make it look like a male had abducted her.
Why would someone take Sandra? Why? I mean, you have a little girl. Your little girl's 5.5. I got 3 boys, younger than yours and a 6-year-old. But why would someone take a little kid?
Disgusting things.
Disgusting like what? Tell me.
Like, disgusting them, or
Why?
because they're sick perverts.
Do you think Sandra was assaulted in a sexual manner?
I would say yeah, because the only reason why I would say that would be because why else would somebody take a little girl?
That's what I've been asking myself for 2 weeks.
Why else? Why would they take an innocent? I mean, you saw
It's a
Why
question. Why did you take
assault them and
the girl?
put them in a suitcase? Why would they take and then why would they use your suitcase?
Right.
Or
Everybody's suitcase in the world. Yours specifically.
Suitcase. I mean, it looks like your suitcase, and
right.
you know, why
Why
would
did
you
you go
take
buy
your
one?
suitcase to do it, and why Sandra? Why not? You know, why not these other girls at the park?
I think it was just an opportunity of convenience to me. I mean, my personal opinion.
The other thing the autopsy revealed was that Sandra had been drugged prior to being killed. What investigators found interesting is that Melissa is prescribed the same medication that was found in Sandra's body.
Hypothetically, what would happen if she took one of your Xanaxes?
She would be asleep.
It just knocks you out?
Yeah, my dosage is 2 milligrams.
What do you think that'd do to a little kid if they took it by accident, like if they picked it up off the floor or something like that?
It'd be very dangerous.
Really?
Very dangerous. That dosage, yeah. They would be falling all over the place.
Really?
Oh, definitely. I've always worried about Sandra actually, when she was a baby. They would let her walk around by herself. And she actually came over and was talking to my grandpa when she was little. She was probably like 4. And said,
For who?
Sandra, when she was about 4 years old.
How'd you find that out?
My grandparents
He
told
told
me.
you about that? But you weren't living there then, right?
No.
They just told you about that?
Yeah, that she was always wandering around when she was like 4 years old. And
In the park?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yep.
You want to hear my theory?
Sure.
I think the person, whoever it is, knew Sandra, like what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Sandra was available, meaning she's here, there, everywhere in that park. She loves that park. She has friends, and I think her mom thought that she was out playing. I don't think her mom was sure where she was playing, and I think someone who knew her and had to know her pretty well, because everybody I talked to at that park, and I've talked to everybody, told me that Sandra wouldn't leave that park. And you told me that the other day. You said she would not leave that park, right?
Nope.
But there's only a few people that she'd ever leave her mom said there's only a few people that she'd leave the park with. She said she'll go with you to the park. She'll leave with you because, you know, her and your daughter are best friends. She was comfortable with going to other people's houses. But as far as for leaving the park, she said, you know, besides Madison's mom, you know, who she plays with all the time, like you said, there's really no one besides her family, her aunt and uncles and stuff, that she'd leave the park with, nor her mom would allow them to leave the park with.
Right.
But she left that park,
With
and that's why we couldn't find her. She left that park.
The detective begins to
She left the
imply that
park
Melissa
with
is a
you.
suspect. Up to now, Melissa's body language appears to be very comfortable. But as she realizes she's becoming a suspect, her body
She
becomes more
realized she's
defensive.
cooked. She's cooked.
You know, couldn't figure out how she just, I mean, people don't disappear. You know what I'm saying? People do not disappear. So I had to figure, okay, she saw somebody she knows, she got in their car, and she just took off. That's what I think
And
happened.
it
Is somebody
happened
she
to end
took
up
her out of
in
the bar.
your
About the
suitcase.
time she's last seen in the park.
You're not fooling
in
nobody.
The mobile home park is about the time.
You're not
that
fooling
we-
nobody.
Here's what you want to know, is what we talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever wrote this note wanted us, the police, to find her because they gave us a clue. They would give us a clue. It was there for a reason, the note was. And there's a reason why you found it. And there's a reason why you gave it to us. because you wanted to help us find her. And we appreciate that, and that's why I've been talking to you about your suitcase. But there's a reason that only you're the one that found it.
Yeah, I don't know why there would be a reason why I'd be
The only
find
one
it.
that found it.
I'm asking you, why do you think you're the only one that found this note? And then that same day you came back after you found it, picked it up and looked at it, and then came back real quick, and it was still there, even though it was kind of wet, it didn't blow away. But do you find it ironic that you found that note? Nobody else found it?
Yeah, I do. To be honest, I do feel it.
And do you find it ironic that it talked about a stolen suitcase and your suitcase was stolen?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I've thought about that
So-
too. I mean,
What
that
have you
is-
thought about?
That's ironic.
Mm-hmm. What do you think it tells me in your studies of forensics or criminology, whatever you've done? What do you think my first thought is?
That
Do you think that
fucking did.
maybe somebody knew that it was my suitcase because that's where I live, and then
Is she really doing this right now? Is she?
maybe put the note
Okay.
where I was? No?
No.
Okay. That's why I thought you were. Well, I don't know.
I think you're our witness.
You think I'm the witness?
Yeah, I think you're the person that can help us
If I
answer
wish.
these
You already found
questions
the note?
of who knows about who put Sandra in this stolen suitcase, your suitcase, and threw it in the water at this location. I need you to tell me where this note came from.
I honestly don't know where it came from.
See, I believe you do know where the note came from. No one else could have found this note. No one knew the note was going to be there.
And if I
You.
knew who wrote that note, or if I knew anything, like I've been talking to you guys.
When the police searched Melissa's home, they found a spiral notebook with pages torn out. They took the note Melissa found and compared it to her notebook. And not only was the paper an exact match, the police also found indentation of a couple letters in her notebook that matched the letters written in the note. The detective will now present Melissa with his evidence.
I looked at that spiral notebook that we took.
Mhm.
There's a couple interesting things, not much, but a couple interesting things we found. One of the things that we found that I was interested in on your spiral
Let's just see how she finna get out of this lot.
notebook was that it looked like it was the same paper size. So I took your spiral notebook. You see this ruler right here? We took your spiral notebook and we measured it, top to bottom, almost 7 inches. We put it up next to your spiral notebook and thought, okay, let's see if this note or this paper fits into your spiral notebook. Exact same size. I took this piece of paper and I went through the spiral notebook and I took this piece of paper, and as I was going through your notebook, I was flipping through it and I saw this one page. If I write really hard, can you see that T under it?
Of course.
Okay. I found this, but I found an N that wasn't written on. And I took the paper and I put it on it, and it covered up the N. Exact same design. I'm not kidding you. I'm being dead serious.
And that's. I have no clue how.
Now you have no clue how did that happen.
You've got to be joking around with
I'm
me.
not joking. I'm asking. That's why I went out there to get the picture to show you. I'm not joking around. I swear to you.
Well,
Melissa, I'm not kidding. I saw that and I go, oh my God. And they
But
said,
you're the killer.
this came out of
You
the
killed
notebook,
her.
out of Melissa's house. Because we saw that N and we thought that was weird, because these N's are pretty distinctive. When you look at this note, every N, it's not different people that wrote this note. So let's measure the notebook. We measure the notebook. Let's measure the paper. Same kind of paper. It's spiral. We look at it, and then we take the paper, just like I think you would do.
right.
You put it over the notebook, and it covers up the exact same pattern as the N.
Then that means that was the notebook that was written in.
Well, I can tell you why I think you wrote the note.
I mean, you told me why, but I didn't write the note. I'm telling you, I did not write the note. But I've given Sandra and Miranda both one of those notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not the only person who has one of those notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
But you said that you found that notebook in my house.
With the letter N indented that covers the letter N from the word throne on the exact same location of the paper, and this paper would fit right back in there, right above or the letter N is in Denon, and it would cover that up. It wouldn't be sitting in
Hey,
between
you're not
these two
getting out of
words or
this one.
anything like that.
They didn't already
Same
cut you.
exact design, pattern, everything of that letter.
I
Exactly.
don't know what to say as far as that goes, except that it's not. I didn't write that note.
The detective presents Melissa
So, this is your suitcase. You find a note, specifically you, and only you. They find your notebook with the same paper, indent, pattern, all that. Your house. Then the writing matches up, but you don't know how. That's done.
with a blown-up picture of a sticky note that they found in her car. Written on this sticky note was the location of Sandra's body. When she realizes they found the sticky note, Melissa claims that after she found the note that talked about where Sandra was, she wrote the location down on the sticky note and went to go look for
Oh, you're still. Oh, shit.
Sandra.
I don't know why I didn't tell you that.
Well, let's talk about it. Why?
Well, because it's incriminating to me.
Possibly.
I mean, the suitcase
Mm-hmm.
is mine. And I don't want people to think that I did this.
Now she's crying. Okay, and you know what? That's not gonna work on me. Cause no.
Because I didn't.
Let me ask you something.
I knew those names on that piece of paper. I remembered them. And I went on the computer and I looked up street names. I went on a map and I looked on a map and I saw that those were two names. And then I saw that the cross street was that and I wrote it down on that notepad.
Oh, she's really trying to she's really trying to outsmart the cop, the detective. But it's just not working.
That's the only thing I swear that I've lied about. I'm sorry.
And so you went there after you found that note. Why did you go there?
To find her.
To find her. Now, on that note, did it say? Wait, on the note. What on the note did it say she was missing? Because if it's not, how you know you was going there to find somebody?
Why did you want to find her? Why?
Because she's missing.
You didn't know that yet.
What did you do when you got there?
I just saw the two cross streets. And I went down that road. And I didn't see anything, any water anywhere. But I didn't see anything else.
Do you see anything that's the same in this note and that note? I see three letters that look the same. The W. Look at this W. And look at this W.
She wrote the note.
I think the person that wrote this note didn't want us to figure out who wrote the note, and they tried to change their handwriting.
But I did not write that note. I did write.
And the last thing I want to do is accuse someone of doing something wrong or, sick or whatever that didn't do it. I've spent the last pretty much 2 weeks of my life trying to figure this out, and I finally figured it out. But it took a lot of evidence for us to figure it out.
To tell you the truth, right now, I think I want a lawyer.
Let me see your first report.
Now she went to lawyer.
You need to stand up.
Are you arresting me?
Yep.
Yeah. What do you thought was gonna happen? Wait. But she just asked for a lawyer though. Is it too late?
Okay.
You're under arrest for murder and kidnapping.
What?
Don't try it. Express now.
Melissa, you're under arrest. Okay.
I didn't do anything.
All right.
Now imagine she really
Melissa
didn't do
was
nothing.
arrested and put into a holding cell. But a few minutes later, she asked to speak with the detective again. Unfortunately, the first part of her second interview is audio only.
You said you had a video and you were going to show me before I told you I wanted a lawyer. I want you to show me or prove to me that I did it because I didn't do it. It was an accident.
I told you it was an accident. I know it was. Accidents happen.
Kill her. She just died.
I know it was an accident, and that's all I want to know. Why is it an accident? Tell me.
Sandra was walking down the road.
Who?
Sandra.
Okay.
And I saw her. Sandra was
was walking and she saw me. She came up to the car and I didn't know that she was there until I turned around.
Mm-hmm.
And she saw my suitcase, and my suitcase was inside of my car on the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
And like I told you before, she likes to hide and play hide and go seek.
Mm-hmm.
She hid inside of there and I didn't know. And I had to go get my keys and my cell phone in the house because I couldn't find them. And then when I came out 15 minutes later, she wasn't there. She wasn't outside.
Where was she?
I didn't know. And then so I drove to the church.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got out of my car and I took all my stuff out of the trunk. And I went in the church. And I was there. And then when I came outside, I looked at my suitcase. And I went to take it out and it was heavy. And she was in there. And she wasn't breathing or anything.
Oh, so she did it by accident. She didn't even know.
I hear voices.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me
What did your voices tell you?
that I killed her. I couldn't live with myself if I killed her.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie.
Sandra didn't climb into that suitcase by herself and zip it up.
She did.
No, she didn't.
Oh,
She didn't.
oh my God, wait. She just tricked me. Oh my God. I believed it too. Oh my God, I just believed it.
She got in there by herself and then she told me to zip it up because she was going to scare Madison and Miranda.
I believed.
When I went into her house, it was like a half an hour. I forgot about her. I just thought that the girls would come out and that I was going to tell them to open the suitcase up and she was going to jump out and scare them. I didn't know she couldn't breathe in there. I swear. Nobody did her.
You know what happens when we get people, right? When they're dead, we go take them
Take
to
an
the autopsy.
autopsy, of course.
And what do you think we're gonna do with the little girl who's found in a suitcase?
Check for that.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I said that before was to steer you away, but I'm telling you the God's honest truth that it was not.
She was too. We got our evidence back, but she
I really
wasn't
fell
that
for
guy.
it. I ain't gonna lie.
That's
Yeah,
just
that's
sick.
all that I just said. I really just fell for
I
it.
swear.
I thought.
The only thing I never told you was that I had gotten the cup of water and put a whole bunch of my pills in it
Mm-hmm.
and tried to make them dissolve. And then I took a drink and I spit it because it was disgusting tasting.
Where'd you spit it at?
It landed on her.
Landed on her?
Yeah.
Where at?
I don't know, like inside the suitcase.
Inside the suitcase while she was in there?
Like on the bottom part, like by where her feet were.
Melissa tries to explain how her medication was found in Sandra's system, but like everything else she is saying, it's obviously a lie. Now that they have her confession, they have to show that she intentionally murdered Sandra. They already have evidence showing Melissa drugged her, but they also found an
drugged
article
her?
she saved on her computer about a similar case.
We found an article on one of the computers, I'm not sure which one, but it was about a 4-year-old girl that was abducted by her grandfather and put in a suitcase in Israel. And she was found in a body of water 2 weeks later.
That's weird.
She just copied that man murder style? This is what we doing now?
Because I did that. You could ask my grandma.
Who would have researched that? I told you nothing's going to change the outcome now. I'm just
I
searching
know.
for some answers. I can get you the article. We printed it out, but it was kind of weird. It was kind of similar to this case.
Everything I did is right now is what I told you.
I got a hard time believing that Sandra wouldn't try to fight her way out of that suitcase when she was in there in the back of your car. You forgot?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I'm positive. One thing I want you to know is I did not her.
How do you feel now? Worse or better?
Worse.
Worse? Did you feel like it was something that you had to get off your chest?
Yeah.
So how'd you get her to get in the suitcase?
She wanted to get in there, and she told me that she wanted to hide in there and scare the girls. And because I told her that Miranda was in the house.
But you were getting ready to leave to go to the church. You said you're in a hurry, so why would you let her get in the suitcase?
Just because she was going to scare the girls.
Did you go back in the house and get the girls after she got in the suitcase?
I was going to. And when I went there and I was looking for my car keys.
And you couldn't find them?
Uh-uh.
Did you really not find your car keys, or did you purposely leave those keys there with your purse or your
Cell phone? No, I really couldn't find my car keys or my cell phone. My cell phone's always like attached to me. And it's like glued to me. I never leave anywhere without it.
Why didn't you just call 911?
I just panicked. I don't know why.
Did you not want Sandra to be alive?
No, I wanted her to be alive, but I knew she was dead. My God, I'm a freaking psychopath.
What if I told you someone saw you leave the complex on video with her sitting in the car?
I would
What?
say that that's not true.
What if I could go get him for you right now?
I would say bring it on, because I know for a fact that she was not in the front or in the back seat in my car.
She fucked up. Nobody said anything about being in her front seat. You're caught.
Where was she when you drove down?
She was in the suitcase.
Who assaulted her?
I don't know.
Someone did. I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to make this any worse than it is.
Oh, I know.
Someone assaulted her. If it wasn't you, it was someone else. The problem is, you're probably going to get stuck with it at trial.
Yeah, you could get away, so you might as well take that charge too, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But you did everything else by yourself. No one was at the church.
I know.
Maybe you, for a minute, because the world was spinning, and it would have been for me too, that you thought, you know what, if I can pin this on a guy, I'm not going to be responsible for this. Did you expect to get caught at some point?
I was expecting to turn myself in.
Did you realize it was close?
Yeah, I knew when the police on the news, when they said that they were going to make an arrest, I was waiting in the house.
You understand what's going to happen now, right? You're going to have to go to our jail. You understand that?
Yeah.
In the end, Melissa was charged with kidnapping, first-degree murder, and assault. Realizing that she was about to get the death penalty, Melissa accepted a plea deal where prosecution would drop the assault charge in exchange for her guilty plea. Melissa was sentenced to the rest of her life in prison. As for the reason why she did it, only Melissa knows. There are many theories, the main one being Melissa was an attention seeker, and she loved to be at the center of any drama. Melissa may have killed Sandra to create a situation where she would receive attention. Another theory is Melissa saw how loved Sandra was by the community, and it made her jealous. I'd love to hear what you think her motive was, so please share it in the comments below.
What have you concrete?
That's the end of the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what video you want to see next. Follow my social below. And I'll see you on the next video.